Hi Caspar here on the 11th of December 2022. Got a claret here and I'm going to do a really quick note on it because I am cooking polenta and carbonara beef next door and time is running short. So I opened this at about, gosh, what time is it now? It's coming up to 8 o'clock. I opened it about 3 o'clock, decanted it a couple of hours ago and tasted it when I first decanted it and was absolutely gobsmacked by how little flavour and aroma it had. It seemed like there was nothing there at all, and I thought for a moment that it was something to do with my cold, but actually as it's sat in the decanter and breathed and relaxed, it has taken on both aroma and flavour, I'm very happy to say. And what is it? It's 2000 Château Léoville Barton, and I bought this on primeur, and this is my first bottle out of the case. And in fact, I did drink this wine a while ago at dinner at Vintners Hall, and I was amazed how developed it was actually. And I don't know whether they had decanted it the day before or in the morning of the dinner, but it sure didn't taste like this. It tasted a lot more mature. But anyway, let's have a look at it. It's deep. It's a profoundly coloured wine. It's yeah, clearly got some age to it, but no sort of real browning to it. It's just a bit garnet round the thin band at the rim. And you know what? It's still not the world's most aromatic wine. I must say it's got an almost gunflint stoniness about it, and a clearly Medocaine cedary quality. Crisp. The fruit is very crisp, but it's red and darker, and there's a slightly exotic woody note to it, sort of sandalwood or camphor wood aroma, and a hint of something like celery or wintergreen, a sort of slightly herbal aroma. And as with the nose over the palate, very within strict guidelines of structure. It's almost like turning into a vast country house and seeing a gravel drive stretch away from you, and that gravel is very present on the palate. This sort of limestone gravelly structure. And those tannins are architectural and cool and quite aloof actually in style. The fruit between the tannins, and the fruit is almost held within the tannins rather than the other way around. It's crisp, is fresh, is lively. It's absolutely not a vin de plaisir. It's not a wine you drink for fun. It's classic old style cerebral claret that you sit and discuss, in perhaps rather professorial tones. And fascinating because it's totally unlike the 2000 Level button that I had at Vintners Hall. That was fully developed, much broader. This is very crisp, very much more lively. It's got almost a little hint of mint about it. That red plum fruit, which is as I say, crisp. Fresh. It's got a hint of. You almost feel like it's sort of disinfecting your nose as you smell it. Actually, it's piney, minty red plum. Mm. It's quite contained. It's quite reserved. I don't know whether another hour in a decanter would bring it on. I don't know whether a few years in bottle would bring it on. It's not massively concentrated wine. It's very medium weight, very cool. If I was giving it blind, I'd really struggle to get the vintage. Um, Certainly wouldn't struggle to get that it was from the Medoc, but and great length, like that gravel drive. You know, it's a mile long, but nothing flash about it in any way, shape, or form. It's a very reserved, slightly aloof, possibly toffee nosed claret of the old school. It's probably wearing a bow tie, I imagine. It's lovely, and I think with carbonara beef, it'll probably do very well. If the carbonara doesn't have too much flavour, this is probably a wine that you need to drink with a pretty simple meat-based dish. But I am going to enjoy it enormously. Lovely. There we go. That's been 2000 Léoville Barton. I didn't look at the alcohol, but I imagine being 2000, it's not the sort of level that you're getting these days. So, but whatever it is, I'm enjoying it. Delicious.